Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Baby Sprinkle. We are so excited this evening to have Becky Adrians join us to talk all about hypnobirthing, which is a topic that I have always wanted to learn more about, something that I never utilize with my children, but I feel like is so important to talk about and share because there are so many benefits and it's just very interesting to learn about. So welcome. She is from MetroDetroit Hypnobirthing, which also services our area in mid-Michigan with a couple offices that we will mention in this presentation. But Becky, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
I'm glad to be here.
So tell us, how did you become involved in hypnobirthing?
So I actually took a hypnobirthing class myself when I was pregnant with my son about 6 years ago when I lived in Lexington, Kentucky. And I took the class and learned all the techniques and the tools and the information, and it totally changed my view on birth and the birth world. There's a whole world out there I didn't even know existed.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So after that class and after I had my son, I just decided that everybody needs this information because it was wonderful. So I had a hypnobirth with my son and then also with my daughter who just turned 2 today. So
happy birthday.
So yes, I just decided that everybody needs this information.
I love too that you've experienced it. So you have like firsthand knowledge and experience with that. And you're also an instructor. I feel like that's awesome. Yeah.
Yes. I talk from experience and my certification at the same time. So yes.
Yeah, I love that. So cool. Okay. So what exactly is hypnobirthing? It's a huge question. I feel like there are so many misconceptions about what it is and what you will go through. And I feel like some people just don't even give it a second glance because of maybe a preconceived notion of what exactly it is. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, I feel like when people hear the word hypnobirthing, they're like, okay, what are you doing? What crazy stuff you doing over there? But it's really not. So hypnobirthing is not some crazy mind control. I'm not going to put a spell or put you in hypnosis or wave a little gem in front of your face and tell you you're getting sleepy. I'm not going to steal your passwords after I put you into hypnosis or anything crazy like that. But yes, I hear a lot of those things. But hypnobirthing is actually a science-based birthing class that you gain techniques and tools to help you learn about birth and to use during birth. It is a partner, birthing partner and birthing mother class. So you take the class together.
Love that.
So they learn the techniques as well. And it really helps the couple or the birthing partner and the birthing mom. It helps them bond, create a bond and bond with a baby during class at the same time. So it's all around great class, and it covers, you don't have to take any other birthing classes when you take hypnobirthing either. So.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Cool.
You mentioned that you have a certification as an instructor. So what type of experiences or training and classes do you take to become an instructor?
So first you need either a background in birthing education or you have to take a birthing education class. So that's the first step. And that's, I think, a 1-day class. And then you actually have to take a 4-day intensive training that's all day long for 4 days. We actually went to Chicago to go to our class, but it was 4 days. And then at the end of our training, you have to take an exam. So once you pass the exam, then you get certified. And then every year they have continuing education classes where you can take those and you can stay up to date on the latest research and things like that. So we always know the latest data on everything. So
I love that. I think that's awesome to share with everybody too, that like it's an ongoing education and you're always updating. And yeah, I think
it's fantastic because so much is always changing in the medical world. So that's great.
Right.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Perfect. Okay. So what would someone coming to your classes learn? What are the major takeaways that they would have?
We learn a lot in our classes. And I always tell the students, I'm like, I know this is a lot, but you have 1 week to just take it all in and read through some stuff and practice. Like I said before, you don't have to take another birthing class because we do the basics of birthing. We explain how your body is made to birth a child. So we explain that. We teach 3 different breathing techniques, and you can use these breathing techniques before, during, and after birth. I still use these breathing techniques when I deal with my 5 and my 2-year-old every day. So these techniques last forever, not just for birth.
Thank you.
Yes. And
long-term investment.
Yeah,
exactly. And we use visualizations to help remain calm and positive during birth. And we also teach different birth positions. So there's a bunch of different birth positions that you can use when birthing, whatever feels more comfortable. We also teach the birth partner comfort measures and relaxation techniques. So, yes. So actually physically hands-on, the birthing partner is learning things like a light touch massage. Doesn't that sound nice? And hip squeezes and things like that. So it's a hands-on class when they learn those things. We also, and this is my favorite part of class probably, because a lot of people just kind of walk into wherever they're birthing and they say, okay, I'm here to have a baby. Let's do this.
Yeah.
and they do. Right. All the time. It happens all the time. And they don't know that they have options. Like when I figured out that I had options, when I took this class, I'm like, wait, I get to choose that? Like, I just thought that was standard and that's what they do. No, you have choices. And so we teach those options. We have a whole page of options that you can choose. And so you and the birthing partner go through it and choose what options are best for your family. And then we teach you how to advocate for yourself and make educated decisions for your care. So I think that is probably one of the most important parts of our class. I think that's awesome. Yes, for sure. And then we also have guest speakers that come to the last class of every series. So we've had chiropractors come in talking about the Webster technique, which is turning a baby. They talk about that and how important chiropractic care is. We've had pelvic floor therapists come in and talk. We've had sleep consultants, lactation consultants, maternal mental health specialists, doulas, midwives. So we have a slew of resources that we pull from that actually come and talk to our students. So they learn a lot from them as well. So
I think that's awesome.
So we cover a lot in our classes.
Well, just the point of being super informed, even if you're not a first-time mom, I mean, being super informed about what your choices are is very empowering, I think.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, for sure. So along those lines, is hypnobirthing only for natural births? I feel like that might be another misconception out there. Like, oh, it's only for natural births. I'm not going to look into it. It doesn't apply to me. Can you talk a little bit about that and kind of address that?
Sure. And I do hear that a lot, that, oh, hypnobirthing, that's some hippy dippy stuff. I'm not going to do that. Like, that's all for natural birth stuff. It's really not. It's hypnobirthing for everyone. If you're having a baby, then hypnobirthing is for you. So, yes, every birth is different. And whatever you envision your birth looking like, whatever that may be, that's what we support, because we don't just teach the class and say, hey, see you later. We
Right.
teach the class and get to know our students and check up on them. And we support you through your pregnancy or while you're with us during class and after until you have your baby. So we really support all types of births, and whatever you envision that to look like. Our main goal for you is to have a positive birthing experience. That's what we want for you. And whatever that looks like, that's what we want to happen. So
I think
yes, hypnobirthing is for all pregnant women.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, because I feel like that's like, no matter what your birth plan is, you always want it to be a positive experience. So whatever you can do to lead up to that, I think is wonderful. So
yeah, absolutely.
So kind of piggybacking off of that, how does hypnobirthing facilitate birth? Does it make it easier, shorter? If you could talk a little bit about that, I think that's something that women would really like to know about.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So hypnobirthing, really, we focus in class about kind of reducing the tension and the fear that goes along with birth, because as you know, being moms, when people find out you're pregnant, they just come up to you and say something like, oh yeah, my mom's best friend's daughter's friend had this happen and it was horrible. They just want to tell you really, really bad stories, right? So I know, it's so true. Like as soon as they found out you're pregnant, that's what you hear, is all the negative stories possible.
Yeah.
And
why? I don't know. You're so right. Some random like 20 degrees of, Kevin Bacon type like stories that have, I don't know. It's frustrating.
Exactly. So that's what, like when women think about birth and they haven't had experience or they haven't had a birthing class, like that's what they think about. They think of those negative stories, or they think about the Grey's Anatomy or the movies that dramatize birth and things like that. That's what our brains are programmed to think. So what we do in hypnobirthing classes, we take that fear and tension. We put that away and we replace that fear and tension with positive thoughts and just more positivity and calm.
Like a thing.
Exactly, a mindset thing. Exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
And then when that happens, when the fear and tension can go away and we can remain calm and positive, then birth can be easier, shorter, and less painful. So, and again, we can never promise that it's going to be a pain-free birth. I wish I could. I wish everybody could have a pain-free birth, but there are a lot of hypnobirthing women that have said that they do have a pain-free birth, but we just can't guarantee you will have a pain-free birth.
Sure,
and also there's research out there that when people take hypnobirthing classes, the cesarean rate, epidural rate, and the induction rate actually go down significantly. So, yeah, so that's how hypnobirthing actually facilitates birth.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was an awesome answer. Covered a lot of ground in that one.
Okay, I have a question about birth partners. So can you tell us a little bit more about the birth partner's role in your classes, kind of what they'll learn?
Sure. So I always say that hypnobirthing classes are just as important for the birthing partners as they are for the birthing mothers, because they need to know what's going on too, because they're not actually experiencing the actual birth. So they need to know what's going on. So we teach them those things. The birthing partner is also the number one support person and the birthing mother's number one advocate. So when the mom is actually in the process of birthing, the birthing partner is going to know what options they agreed upon. So if they see something and that's not on their birth plan and they say, hey, we actually wanted it this way, is it okay if we do it this way? Something like that. So they're going to be able to make those educated decisions because they took the class with their birthing partner. So that's really important. So they get that knowledge. And a lot of birthing partners are just as anxious as the birthing mothers. So the breathing techniques that we teach, like I said, I still use them. You don't have to be pregnant or be birthing to use the breathing techniques.
Right.
So if birthing partner is calm, guess what? Birthing mother will probably be more calm as well.
Yeah. Good point.
So that is an important role as well. And like I said before, they learn relaxation techniques, and there's certain birthing positions that they can help with. There's counter pressure techniques that are like hands-on physical things that they can help with to help the birthing mother feel more comfortable. So yes, again, hypnobirthing is just as important for birthing partners as it is for birthing mothers. So
awesome. And I think I asked you this before. It doesn't necessarily have to be the spouse or of the person that is giving birth. It could be somebody else who is a partner in the process.
Right. So sometimes we have single moms that bring their mom, or sometimes we have maybe the birthing partner can't make it for one class and they might bring their neighbor or a friend or whoever, or they come by themselves, and that's okay too. We are flexible. So however you want to come, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I love that.
That's great. Well, and I think it's nice too that sometimes I think the partner can kind of feel neglected in the whole process. And so it helps them to feel included and to be more kind of, I mean, it helps build the excitement for baby.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question for you. Is there a best time for someone to come to the classes during their pregnancy?
We say anytime is the best time. Whenever you feel comfortable taking a birthing class. But we see a lot of students start in their second trimester. And so we see a lot of that, but say you're like, oh, because pregnancy brain is a real thing. So
it is.
A lot of people forget and say, okay, well, I'm due like in a month or two. I really should take a birthing class. So we offer, we offer accelerated classes, which are 2 4-hour classes.
That's great.
Yes. So we are very flexible with our classes and your schedule. So yes. So starting classes anytime, because there is homework and practice that you actually have to do. So some people like to start it way early, so they have a really long time to practice. And some people say, I don't want to forget everything, so they may start later. So it just depends on when you want to start.
So it's for every personality type as well. If you're a procrastinator, fine. You're good.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, awesome. This is a question that I think comes up a lot, and one that I certainly had when I first learned about hypnobirthing and what it was. How will a midwife or an obstetrician feel about hypnobirthing? How does that kind of come together, and how does that play out?
Mm-hmm. And we get this question a lot as well. We, as MetroDetroit Hypnobirthing, we have a list of, we call them preferred providers. So on this list are providers that we work with that are familiar with hypnobirthing and support hypnobirthing families. And we know that they do that. So we have that list. And then the providers that, also forgot to mention, if you are with a provider on our preferred provider list, you do get a discount for classes. So that's a perk. Yeah. And then the other providers that are not on our list, we may not even know about them because our list is constantly growing. So
I'm sure as people gain awareness, I'm sure, yeah, that your list is constantly growing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but usually when we hear, most providers at least have heard about hypnobirthing, and we do teach in class how to bring it up and kind of what to say about it if they have questions about it. So by the end of class, the students can answer pretty much any questions that providers have about hypnobirthing because they've taken the class. So a lot of providers actually will have patients that go through hypnobirthing and they attended the birth and they want to know more because
that's great.
yes, because they always refer to hypnobirthing births as the easy births because they are educated about their care. They can advocate for themselves. They are more relaxed and calm. So it's just makes for a easier birth, they say. So they always want to learn more about hypnobirthing, which is really exciting for me.
What a great testament to the whole process to have the physicians commend it. Great.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And the fact that, like, I feel like as time goes on, women are becoming so much more informed about all the options and everything that's available for you as you give birth, because it is daunting, especially even if it's not your first time. I mean, I have 3 kids and it's every time it was daunting to kind of go through it. So, so kind of trailing off of that, I think it's important to mention, like, we're mid-Michigan moms and you're MetroDetroit Hypnobirthing, but you do have facilities in the mid-Michigan area and you are servicing our market for sure.
Yeah. Yes, I actually, I teach out of the Fenton location. So I teach at Walsh Chiropractic. So that's in Fenton. We also have location in Brighton, Ann Arbor, Sterling Heights, Royal Oak, and Rochester. So we're all over the place.
Yeah,
we have,
great.
Yeah, we have 5 different instructors right now. So, yeah, we're all over.
Awesome. What else do you guys offer in your practice that you'd like everybody to know about?
So we have, like I said before, we are very flexible with our classes and how you can take them. So right now we are offering Zoom classes. So what that is you get an actual instructor, like we're doing right now, or not in person, but you get me as an instructor or one of the other instructors, and we go through our classes. And I actually get my husband involved to show what the birthing positions are and the comfort measures.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's my person that comes in and we demonstrate what I'm teaching. So we do Zoom classes. We do, like I said, accelerated classes. If your due date is not that far off, we do that. We do private classes where we actually come to you. So whatever fits your schedule, we work that out. We have our group classes, which right now we are limiting to 3 couples. We usually do 6, but because of social distancing, we can have 3.
Right.
And those are 1 class every week for 5 weeks. And those classes are 2.5 hours long. We have our refresher classes for any past hypnobirthing students that have taken classes with us at a discounted rate. We have, thanks to YOLO breastfeeding, we have the free, we have a free online breastfeeding class that's offered through them. So, that's really awesome. And then we have each instructor, because we all teach in different areas, but each of us has a local referral list. So whether you need a referral for when you're still pregnant, during the birth, after the birth, we have you covered. And if we don't know somebody on our referral list, we have a lot of other people that we can ask to find the person that you're looking for. So
I love that. Yeah,
that's really helpful as well. And then we also do placenta encapsulation through MetroDetroit Hypnobirthing. So those are all the things that we offer. So we're pretty flexible on what we actually offer in the classes that we offer. So
Yeah, I think that's
wonderful.
yeah, things that I would have never, ever, ever thought about when I had my first child, but so informative and so wonderful to just educate women about all the different options out there during this time. So great.
And one thing I did forget to mention when we were talking about what you learn in hypnobirthing classes. So all of us instructors are mostly moms. So we know that after you have a baby, they just kind of hand you the baby and they're like, okay, here you go. Good luck. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of our classes, we really focus on how to take care of yourself and take care of the baby after you go home. So
that's so important.
Yes, because as a first-time mom, like I have no idea. Like you're like, okay, I have to keep this human alive. What do I do? So so we really try to make sure that they feel comfortable during their pregnancy. They know everything that's going on during the birth and then all the way until they go home. So
yeah, I think that's so important.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, for me too, I think I just poured all my energy into my babies and you kind of forget about yourselves. So that's a great reminder.
Yeah, I think I'll do that for sure. Absolutely.
And we've all been there, so we know.
No, yeah, I love that. I love that, your moms and that, and that you've used this technique yourself when birthing your children. I feel like that's so important to share and then to have you practice it. You have that knowledge.
Yeah, all the instructors actually have had hypnobirth. So yes, we are all very familiar.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much. I've said this like countless times throughout Baby Sprinkle, but I feel like Lyndsey and Stephanie and myself, the owners of Mid-Michigan Moms, we've learned so much about childbirth. We've all gone through it before, but we're learning so many new things as we introduce all of you and your expertise into this event. So this is why we do what we do, to share and to educate and to, make sure that women are receiving the best possible information. So thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. And we'll make sure that if you guys out there have any comments, questions, we will make sure that we field them to Becky and that she can answer them, answer them for you.
Yes.
Great.
Sure. Bring on the questions.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Great to chat.